Hey guys, how are you? I just had to start this video twice because someone was calling and they were interrupting what I was trying to record. Not good. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that you send your classworks. Okay, your classworks were 10 points. If you didn't send them, you got a 0. Remember, those are 10 points, and it's not that I'm being bad teacher or irresponsible. No. Your job is to send the classwork and get 10 points. My job is to check them. If you didn't send them, you don't have 10 points, you have a 0. So if you want to fix that problem of the 0 that you have in there, you can tell me which classworks you didn't send, and then you can send them in the next date. The next time that I open the platform, you can send them and text me and tell me, Mister, I'm sending 2 classworks, the one from this and this week and the one from this and this week, okay? So you don't make a mistake. Remember, you have to make sure that you send them by weeks. If you don't have them, and if you don't have the cumulatives, then you're gonna have a lot of problems with the classes because you may fail the class. And you don't wanna fail this class, right? Because it's super easy to pass it. So please make sure that you send your classworks, okay? Please. Because otherwise you're losing points. And remember, the exam is gonna be based on everything that we do. Everything. All the stories, all the books. So it's gonna be easier for you to review everything if you have assessed it before, if you had read it before. Something else is that if you didn't go to the live classes in the classwork area in your platform, you can go to the classwork area, and in live classes you can find the live classes for Monday that we had together, and you're gonna always find them in there. So if you have questions or if you're gonna go and watch it, you can go watch it in there. Sometimes we're gonna give topics in there, so maybe you should go. And remember, I'm giving extra points for the people that actually go to class. I'm not giving extra points for the people that don't. Even if you have excuses, I'm not going to give you extra points, because the extra points are for the people that manage to assess and to manage their times, their internet, their electricity, all their problems on time. So if you are in the live classes, you have extra points, extra out of the 100. And if you didn't, I'm not obligated to give you anything, because it's extra. It's if you make an extra effort. So congrats for all the ones that gave their classworks. You have 10, or kind of like 10, depends on your work. The other ones have 0. And congrats on all the ones that go to the live classes. You have extra points, and if you didn't, you just don't. So continue working as good as you're working so far. Today we're going to continue reading your reading textbook. Today we're going to read page number 6 and number 7, experimental appetites. I'm gonna start reading, and then I'm gonna read only half of the story, and then I'm gonna read half of the activities, and then the rest is gonna be on you. Remember that this is 6th grade. We are in a different level of English, so you have to start practicing the capacity of reading a text and answering questions, okay? So I hope that you have a good time. I hope that you remember your classworks, and let's start. Experimental appetites. What kinds of foods from other cultures have you tried? Me? I have tried arepas from Colombia. They are delicious. With something called Malta Pony. They used to sell like the Malta in here and something Malta. They're delicious. But people thought that they were too fattening because they were made with yeast. Yeast. But I love Malta, and also I have tried sushi, but sushi is made with raw fish, so. But I love sushi from Kroger in the States. Delicious. Okay, so experimental appetites. What kinds of foods from other cultures have you tried? Alex and Emily sat at a table with their parents and Mr. and Mrs. Ito. Oh, these are the same kids that went to the baseball game the other day. Alex loved to try new foods. Alex had eaten at Asian restaurants at home several times, but he was sure that the meals he'd eaten in Japan would be much more authentic. Emily wasn't as confident as Alex was about trying new foods. She didn't like to try new stuff. Alex would eat practically anything and not think twice about it. You think he would eat a scorpion? Emily liked to be able to identify everything on her plate. She was willing to try new things, but she lacked Alex's enthusiasm for experimenting new stuff with new foods. Have you looked at the menu yet? asked Alex and Emily's dad. That is in Japanese, said Alex. Mr. Godfrey grinned. That shouldn't stop you from looking at it, he said. Maybe Mrs. Ito can give you some suggestions. Of course I can, she said, scanning the menu. I thought we could start off with some sushi. You like fish? She asked Alex and Emily. I do, replied Alex promptly. Emily looked uncertainly at her parents. I like some kinds of fish, she said. Maybe she didn't know that the fish in the sushi is raw, it's not cooked. She likes fish that doesn't have a strong fishy taste to it, added her mom helpfully. We'll order several different kinds, decided Mrs. Ito. Then you'll have a chance to sample them and decide what you like. Mrs. Ito gave their order to the waiter, then she turned back to Alex and Emily. Do you know how sushi is made? Mrs. Ito asked Alex and Emily. They shook their heads. Well, the sushi chef begins with a very thin sheet of seaweed. Seaweed is that green plant from the ocean that you see in movies that moves kind of like this. And they cut it, and they dry it, and they cook it. We're going to eat seaweed? Asked Alex excitedly. Mr. Ito smiled. You wouldn't even know it was seaweed if we didn't tell you, he said. Mrs. Ito continued. The chef spreads a layer of thick, sticky rice over the seaweed. Then he adds different vegetables and fish. He rolls everything up inside the seaweed and slices it into discs. So that is how sushi is made. A few minutes later, the waiter returned with a wooden board that had several different types of sushi. You might want to try this kind first, Mr. Ito told Emily. It has cucumber and avocado in it, but no fish. The eater showed the Godfreys how to pick up the sushi using chopsticks. I have never been able to use chopsticks. They're very difficult to hold because you have to hold them. You have to hold the two things with them, and it's very difficult. I mean, there are some things that I can pick. That I can pick with two. See, I can. No, I can't. Okay. What is this? Asked Alex, pointing to a small mound of something green. Sushi is often served with pickled ginger and a very spicy condiment called wasabi. Wasabi is super spicy, don't have it. The green stuff you were asking about is the wasabi. If you decide to try some, you'll probably want to use a very small amount at first. But you know what would you like? The pickled ginger. Delicious. It's so delicious. Okay. And then you're going to finish paragraph 19, 20, 21, and 22 by yourself. Okay? You're going to finish reading the story by yourself. It's only 4 paragraphs. Then we're going to answer the questions. I'm going to discuss some of the questions with you. And then I'm probably going to discuss until question number 6. And then the rest is going to be on you. Remember, 6th grade is about thinking and practicing what we did in 5th grade. So you have to be able to think and answer on your own. You have to analyze and give answers. The only thing that I can tell you is complete answers. If your answers are not complete, if the question says what is wasabi and you just tell me a green thing, you don't have all the points, because you have to say wasabi is a spicy stuff. Complete sentences or no points, okay? Let's go to discuss it. A fact is something that is known to be true. An opinion is what a person believes. It may or not be true. Write F before the sentences that are facts. 100% true. Like, water is good. Is Coke good? But some people think that it is. So that's an opinion. An opinion is something that some people believe is true, some people believe is not true. So, write O before the sentences that are opinions, things that may not be true. Sushi is delicious. I don't know. Is that an opinion or is that fact? If you think that it's delicious, then it's a fact. But what if a lot of people doesn't believe it's delicious? So maybe it's not a fact. Maybe it's more like an opinion because not everybody agrees. Number 2, The chef spreads a layer of sticky rice over the sheet of seaweed. That's correct. The chef puts it. But if you have a doubt, go back to the instructions on how to make sushi and you will see how it's made. So is that a fact because it's 100% true, or is that an opinion? Number 3, wasabi ruins the flavor of sushi. I mean, I like wasabi in super small amounts because it's super spicy, but it makes it taste different and yummy. So maybe wasabi doesn't ruin the flavor, it just changes it. So, does wasabi ruin the flavor? Opinion or fact? Number 4, Mrs. Ito makes some suggestions about what to order. What does she suggest to order? Does she suggest what to order, or she orders for them? So, is that a fact or an opinion? Number 5, check the line beside the word or words that best describe what type of passage this is. So this passage that we read, is this an informational text? It only gives information? Or it's a fiction tale because everything is fake? Or it's a tall tale because it's telling us something that happened and being told by someone? What is it? Is it an informational text because it only gives information? Sushi is this and this and this. Or it's a fiction where everything is fake. Or it's a tall tale where like once upon a time and these people were doing this and these people were eating this. What do you think that is the option? Check on the one you think that is true. And then number 6, how are Alex and Emily different? Now, this is the section that we are going to start that you are going to finish by yourself. I'm gonna do number 6 and 7, 8, 9, and 10. You're gonna do it by yourself, okay? So number 6, how are Alex and Emily different? This is the way that you're gonna answer the questions. Alex and Emily are different, complete sentences, because Alex likes eating weird food or new food and Emily doesn't. So see, complete sentences. Number 7, why isn't everyone surprised that Alex likes sushi? Why? You should remember that he was always willing and always excited to eat new stuff. So he would be excited to try something new. So we can write in there, nobody is surprised that Alex likes sushi, because he always likes to eat food. So that's the way that I want you to answer them. Remember, if in number 8 you tell me, it says, what holds everything together? The seaweed. Incorrect, and you're not going to have the points. You have to write complete sentences. Everything is held together with the Same with number 9 and number 10, okay? Finish your stuff. It's very non-complicated. I gave you most of the answers. Remember, you only have to read 4 more paragraphs, and keep this in your notebook until the next time to send your classworks. And I hope that you are okay. I hope that you're enjoying your time. And just because we finished earlier, I'm gonna give you a sushi video so you can watch it, so you can see how they make it and how delicious it is. It's incredible. I hope that you're having an amazing time, and yep, I hope that I can see you soon. Bye guys.